Care to me means just taking care of people or things.
Oh, care. Care means everything to me. It's a reason why I get out of bed every day. It's a reason that I show up here. It's a reason that I just exist, I guess, in the world.
Yeah, so I am a white middle-class mama living with the scarcity mindset of late-stage American capitalism. So my knee-jerk answer to your question is, well, caring is making sure that my kids have everything they need to be successful. But I'm working real hard to expand that definition to making sure everyone who has been denied the American dream that I'm still clinging to by my bloody fingertips, all of those people have everything they need to be successful as well.
Well, in the context of being a part of a church and a church family, care means to me that we offer care to people who need to be cared for. And that's what draws me to my work with Lift Up. People need food, and Lift Up helps our church facilitate people receiving food. I'm proud of that work. I'm proud of my church for jumping on board and doing it. I'm proud of people who are members of our church who have found their own niche and their own ways to volunteer with Lift Up.
I think care means to me really investing in our community and showing compassion and concern and appreciation and gratitude for the people around us. I was just talking with our newest member at Lift Up about community resilience and some of the challenges that we face, and really believing that the way that we're going to get through some of the challenges that we face is by having that sense of care and community with our neighbors and really looking after each other.
Okay, so our family has been a member of this church for a while. Mostly my wife Erin Riley and I. We attend pretty regularly. We're both involved in shovel and rake. I'm also part of the newly formed congregational care team under Andy Oliver's leadership. Our son Jeff doesn't attend Sundays, but he comes pretty faithfully to shovel and rake, and actually that was a great help for him. Jeff is on the autism spectrum, and the relationships he built with shovel and rake members when he first started maybe 15 years ago was tremendous. They were a great bunch of role models for him. It eased him into dealing with adults. Loved their stories, and they would talk back and forth a lot. So shovel and rake has been a big part, and since I retired and Erin retired, we've both been, all three of us come as often as we can.
We're here in the Landing study room because obviously the Landing is a very important First Church ministry for my family. Scott has put a lot of himself into making it a reality, and he's worked alongside a small, dedicated group of people, including Sonia Connor, who before the Landing worked with another small group of dedicated people to make the Goose Hollow Family Shelter from nothing into what it is today, which is a strong and independent service agency. So Dr. Cornel West says, it's one of my favorite quotes of his, justice is what love looks like in public. And you know, it's generally frowned upon for me to run up to a homeless person on the street and give them a big sloppy hug and kiss. But every time I sign up and volunteer to do a swing shift at the Landing and take a few hours to set up this secure and safe space and welcome houseless college students into it, I'm showing love. And my bougie kids can be without me for a few hours because it shows them that this is justice work. It's God's work. It's joyful obligation. We're caring for people, meeting basic needs, and building a stronger and healthier community.
I had been involved with Lift Up just by virtue of being invited And one of the things that became clear to me is that the pantry that Lift Up operated was in a less than ideal location. There were many stairs involved in accessing that pantry, and so immediately people that had any kind of mobility issues, any kind of handicapping condition around those kinds of things were disadvantaged, and it was really difficult for them. So just started thinking about it, and I thought, well, why not here? Maybe we can make this work. And started talking about it with the then executive director of Lift Up, and proposals were being invited from the church. So I developed a proposal along with Aaron, the former executive director, and delivered it to church. And even though I was a little rummy, I'd just come out of surgery when I delivered the proposal, and Donna had to cut me off. The very generous congregation voted to allow this to go forward, and the partnership has flourished ever since, or in my mind flourished, and I'm just really proud of the work we do, and I'm proud of my church for jumping on board with it.
Lift Up is delighted to partner with First Church. We've been in this space, I think, since January of 2020, and none of us could have anticipated what it would look like and all that we'd have to navigate together. But we are incredibly grateful for your hospitality and your generosity. We're grateful for the investment that you all have in our mission to reduce hunger for our Portland neighbors, and the way that you create a space that is welcoming and inclusive for anyone experiencing hunger.
Well, I guess my hope is that other people, when they're faced with situations where care is either needed or wanted, that they're able to fulfill those needs either by giving or by receiving.
Almost 6 years ago, when the Robinson family was fresh off the boat from New Hampshire, I was desperate for anything familiar. So when we found First Church, it wasn't just familiar, it was nostalgic. It was like the church that I grew up in. It had a big, impressive sanctuary and a grand and lavish worship service with bells and brass on the high holy days. And then in the last 6 years, we've been through a lot as a community and as a culture. Global pandemic, a public outcry for long overdue racial justice, and of course multiple threats to our democracy. And we've grown a lot through that, and my needs have changed. And so my hope for First Church in this next year and in the 175 to come is that we are able to be just as grand and lavish with the care we show our neighbors in need as we are with our worship services.